When you come to South Carolina, it's a blood sport. Politics is a blood sport. I wear heels. It's not for a fashion statement. It's because you got to be prepared to kick at any time. Having said that, South Carolinians are used to this, and they can cut through all the mud. They can cut through all that stuff, and at the end of the day, they make good decisions. And so our job is to carry Marco's message out, to make sure they understand why I think it's important, to make sure they understand why my daughter thinks it's cool and she's not into politics, that they understand that this is about a movement. This is about a younger generation and about the older generation, and this is something that's moving quick, and we want everybody to be a part of it, and I have great faith in the people of South Carolina.
Senator, did Donald Trump finally go?
What do you think it says about South Carolina that Donald Trump is leading right now?
I think that what it says about South Carolina is they're still deciding, and they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do. What I know is I have faith in the people of South Carolina, and at the end of the day, they want a fighter. But if you looked at 2015 and you looked at what the people went through in South Carolina, it's strength and grace that they care about. And at the end of the day, that's what
Governor
military families have. I know the concerns that we have, and I wanted someone that was going to strengthen our military, not do what President Obama's done to us the last 8 years. I'm a governor. I know that the hardest part of my job every day is the federal government, and dealing with Obamacare, and dealing with EPA, and dealing with the fact that they won't give flexibility to the states doesn't allow me to do my job to its fullest potential. So when I was looking, I wanted someone that was going to do all those things, but I wanted a fighter. I wanted somebody with passion. I wanted somebody that was going to go to D.C. and make sure they cleaned it up, but also clean it up in a way that we get rid of all the mandates, but also bring a conscience to the Republicans to remind them who they were in the first place. Balance your budgets, cut your debt, make sure you build your reserves, and I love the fact that he's for term limits in D.C.
Can you deliver a win?
Senator, the Pope today has suggested that any candidate who puts an overemphasis on a border security wall is not Christian, and Donald Trump has sort of taken ownership of that and fired back at the Pope and said that it's inappropriate. I wonder what you think of the Pope's remarks and the idea that his criticism could be applied to virtually everybody, including yourself, because you too have said nothing can happen until the border is secured.
Sure, and I'd like to see the Holy Father's full statement before, in the context of it, before I comment fully. I will just say this: there's no nation on earth that's more compassionate on immigration than we are. We accept 1 million people a year in the United States, legally, every year. Mexico doesn't do that. No other country in the world does that. But we're a sovereign country, and we have a right to control who comes in, when they come in, and how they come in. Vatican City controls who comes in, when they come in, and how they come in as a nation state or as a city state. And as a result, the United States has the right to do that as well. So I haven't seen the context of the Holy Father's statement, and I won't comment it directly, other than to say that this country has not just a right, but an obligation to control the process by which people enter the United States and by which people immigrate to the United States. He's making things up. In this case, they literally made up a picture.
Do you want him to apologize for that?
Said that the use of contraception is justified in regions that have been affected by the Zika virus. I know you said you haven't seen his comments, but is that a position you agree with?
Well, again, I just don't understand the context. I don't know the context by which he was making these statements. In America, contraception is legal.
Senator,
the law doesn't prohibit the use of contraceptions in the United States, and I'm not in favor of making them illegal.
Senator, would you invite the governor to become part of your ticket as vice president?
Well, you guys are being presumptuous. She's incredibly talented. She is everything the Republican Party should be in the 21st century. She's a phenomenal leader, and I would imagine whoever our nominee is would be out of their minds not to consider her for something like that. But as she's told everyone who will listen, she has her hands full here, a full-time job being a governor of this great state, and but I need to win the nomination.
My plate is full, and I have a senior getting ready to go to college and a son in middle school, and I love the people of South Carolina.
Are you the new faces of the Republican Party?
Are we the new faces of the Republican Party? I hope we're the new faces of the conservative movement that's going to D.C. to say, okay, enough's enough. I hope, and it's not just the two of us, it's a lot of us. And if you look at all of the people that are trying to say, wake up, guys, this is not the country our parents wanted for us. We deserve better. We can do better. But we've got to start looking in the mirror and saying, who do we want to be when we grow up? And we've got to start making it right through action, not just words. So that's a compliment to say that we're the new movement.
And I would just say the first time I met the governor, she was a state representative running for governor in South Carolina. I was an underdog running for Senate in Florida in 2010 against the sitting governor of Florida. Both of us were told by the established political order that we had no chance to win, that that it wasn't our time to run. And we were part of that 2010 movement around this country to once again remind the Republican Party that this is supposed to be the party of limited government and free enterprise and a strong national defense And I'm just so proud of her endorsement, because as much as anything else, it is indeed, what she has done here, a signal and a very clear message of what republicanism and what conservatism needs to be about in the 21st century. An equal opportunity for all Americans to achieve their God-given potential.
Governor, why not Jeb Bush? Why not Jeb Bush, Governor?
Oh, let me tell you, I mean, Jeb is a dear friend, and he has been a great mentor and has helped me along the way. This is not about picking friends, it's about picking who you think can be the best president. And I saw his fight, I saw his passion, and this is not a job that we can afford for anybody to fall on. And so I just wanted to make sure that I put somebody in there that was going to sleep, eat, and breathe it every day until we got things right. And so I have a great respect for Jeb.
So you
But I had
think Jeb can't win, though?
It's not about winning. I don't pick people based on whether they can win or not. I pick people based on the fact that I think they can change our country. I know Marco Rubio can change our country. And so this is about winners or losers, and we all know where we would be. That's not what this is. This is about fight. This is about passion. This is about how bad do Americans want to see our country self-correct. I want to see that, and I'm willing to fight for anybody that's going to go and take it to Washington and talk to both parties and say we deserve better and the people of America deserve better.
Senator Rubio, you guys cover me at all my events. I spend little of any time discussing any other candidate by name unless there's a policy difference. I will discuss policy differences, particularly when it comes to national security. And the one thing I have said throughout my time here is Ted Cruz's record on national security is a weak one. He has voted at least on 3 separate occasions to weaken the national security of the United States. That's a legitimate issue, because when I'm president, we're not weakening the U.S. military, we're going to rebuild it. The world is a better place when we're the strongest military in the world.